of the president's cocktail of empty and useless rhetorics on this subject of Galamsey. We are saying to him today that it is either we begin to see action on his part, or he should simply spare us his empty talk. Number 4, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about the compromise, Operation Vanguard, Operation Galamstop, and Operation Halt campaigns of this government, which have all turned out to be fiascos. At the heart of President Akufo-Addo's fight against illegal mining, ladies and gentlemen, has been a huge expenditure on various military and sometimes joint security operations, from Operation Vanguard to Operation Galamstop to Operation Hot. Several millions of Ghana cedis have been expended on procuring logistics, the feeding of security personnel, and the so-called reclamation of lands in the name of fighting illegal mining. Despite the huge public funds that have been committed to the fight over the years, government has turned a blind eye on various reports of bribe-taking and extortion by security personnel embedded in these task forces. Instead of combating illegal mining, some security personnel, let me put it that way, have been caught on camera time and again, guarding Galamsey sites and protecting illegal Chinese miners in areas such as Tontokrom and Bepotenten in the Amansia areas of the Ashanti region. And there is a story that was done by Rasus Asaridonko of Multimedia on this, where they went to one site being operated by Heritage Imperial, and they saw military men and their uniforms there protecting the illegal miners. And actually the military men came in to assault them.
The team's journey to this part of Mansour and its forest saw scenes.
No, because of time, we will not be able to play the entire video, but I'm sure some of you have already seen it. So if you can mute the sound and just allow the video to roll on the screen, I think that would be great. Ladies and gentlemen, these pieces of evidence have been available to the president and the powers that be, yet no action was taken to raid the task force of such criminally minded officers. No wonder the fight has been a futile one, and the various task forces have been a complete waste of the public purse. The former Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable John Peter Amewu, under whose leadership the fight against Galamsey began, made an observation that members of the Operation Vanguard team had been compromised by illegal miners. This statement was corroborated by the then Eastern Regional Minister, Honorable Eric Dafoe. And you can show those publications on the screen so that those who are not aware can appreciate what we are talking about. Here, Peter Amewu is reported to have said by Modern Ghana on the 19th of December 2017 that one step forward, two steps back. I'm not saying it. This is John Peter Amewu. He says, can you scroll? Let's read the relevant portions. This is a very important story. He says, but unfortunately, even some members of the government itself are given to making unsupported allegations about corruption within the task force, which can only gladden the hearts of the anti-tax force propagandists. For instance, the Eastern Regional Minister and Chairman of the Regional Security Council, RECSEC, Mr. Eric Dafoe, was reported by CTFM on 14 December 2017 to have revealed that some youth in mining communities are enticing members of the anti-Galamsey task force, Operation Vanguard, who are on assignment in the region. Aside these happenings in the early years of the Akufo-Addo Bawumia government, which have been indelibly inscribed in the womb of time, we also do recall that some chiefs in the Amansia area in the Ashanti region had cause to accuse the then head of the Forestry Commission, the late Kojo Usuefie, aka Sir John, and other high-ranking government officials of fronting illegal mining activities in the area. Also, as recent as 27th April 2022, the Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Mrikuduka, who also doubles as the MP for Takan Suayim, was accused for his involvement in a dispute between two illegal small-scale mining gangs, the Okobeng gang on one hand and the Mrikuduka side on the other hand. The leader of the group alleged to be affiliated with the MP died on the spot from a gunshot, while the leader of the Okobeng gang sustained deep cutlass wounds on the head and ears and was rushed to the Kolibu Teaching Hospital. The Deputy Minister and MP for Takwa, who was never sanctioned by President Akufo-Addo for allowing illegal mining activities in his backyard, let alone actively encouraging and associating with SAY, today openly talks about the need to fight Galamsey. If you go to his own hometown, Patahon, in Dompim, I'm talking about the hometown of the Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Mrikuduka, who doubles as a chief in the area. His hometown has now become a hotbed for Galamsey activities. And you can go there with your cameras to check for yourself. His own hometown. Friends from the media, all the cases we have outlined point to an indisputable fact that the so-called fight against illegal mining under President Akufo-Addo has long been a wobbly, compromised one that is bound to fail. President Akufo-Addo has taken no interest in investigating these reports and bringing the named culprits to book. The only reasonable explanation for this strange reluctance of President Akufo-Addo to act on these glaring cases of governmental and official complicity in Galamsey is that President Akufo-Addo is himself complicit and benefits from the illicit Galamsey trade of his appointees. We all recall, or if you don't recall, I want to remind you, how under the leadership of Professor Frimpong Boateng as Environment Minister, about $3 million of taxpayers' money was spent on the procurement of drones to be used by the various task force to fight Galamsey. Can President Akufo-Addo tell the nation the whereabouts of these drones and what use they have been put to? Now, number 5, last but one, we'll talk about the most famous and the biggest Galamsey kingpin in the MPP, Chama Wuntumi, and the activities of his Akonta Mining Limited in the Tano Nimri Forest Reserve. Distinguished friends from the media, we are pretty sure that you have followed recent events pertaining to the illegal mining activities of a company belonging to Bernard and Chibu Siakon, aka Chama Wuntumi, who is the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the ruling New Patriotic Party. The said company, known as Akonta Mining Limited, is reported to have been engaging in extensive illegal mining activities in the Tano Nimri Forest Reserve, located in Samreboy in the Western region, without any mining lease, mineral rights, or permits to undertake any mining operations in the Tano Nimri Forest Reserve. This fact has been confirmed by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and the Minerals Commission. Yet, Chama Wuntumi is still walking free. As earlier reviewed, Chama Wuntumi is one of the biggest and leading Galamsey kingpins in this Akufo-Addo Bawumia government, whose Galamsey footprints have left vast devastation in various forest reserves in the Ashanti, Eastern, Western, and Western North regions of this country. Emboldened by the nonchalance and lukewarm posturing of President Akufo-Addo, MPP bandits and thugs who now work for Chama Wuntumi's mining companies had the effrontery to engage in an open armed combat with the anti-Galamsey task force of the Ochehene at Asamai Tamfo in the eastern region only 2 weeks ago. And maybe you have seen it, some may not have seen it. So as for this one, let's play the video so that those who have not seen it can watch it, because it is quite recent. I'm talking about those who are watching. The video of thugs and bandits belonging to Chama Wuntumi engaging in an armed combat. These are the bandits we are talking about. It's okay. These things make you sad when you watch it. You see, makes you. It is. Can you meet the sound? It is very painful to be a Ghanaian at this time, because this is how low our country has sunk. Are we at war? What crime have we committed? What wrong have we done, President Akufo-Addo and these people, that in the name of Galamsey, they can engage in such armed combat in a community without even caring about the children, the women, the old men, the young people in the community, and the unintended consequences of the guns they were firing on these people. They didn't care, because for them, party is scar. This is how brazen Wuntumi has become in his indiscriminate Galamsey activities and destruction of the environment under the watch of President Akufo-Addo and Vice President Alhaji Bawumia. And let me say, we've read in the media that Wuntumi has said somewhere, I stand to be corrected, but we've read in the media that he says somewhere that if he's arrested, he will come and campaign for the NDC. Mr. Wuntumi, we don't need you. And we will not accept you, because the NDC is not a safe haven for thieves and people who destroy water bodies, our lands and our forest reserve. We don't need people like you to campaign for us. As a leading figure within the NPP, we can understand why President Akufo-Addo has refused to crack the whip on Wuntumi's destruction of the environment, because this conduct ties perfectly into the grand agenda of Party Yeska, which aims at mobilizing money for the new patriotic party through illegal mining activities. Now, lastly, we will talk about the famous one. It will be a sacrilege if we end this press conference without touching on it. Here I'm talking about the Aisha Huang debacle, or should I say, what is the new name? What? The new name? Aisha something. Is it N Huang? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, the final nail in the coffin of Akufo-Addo's failed Galamsey fight must certainly be the ignominious Aisha Huang debacle. The Aisha Huang debacle, as putrefying as it is, undoubtedly sums up Akufo-Addo's fight against Galamsey, which has been one of hypocrisy, double standards, and complicity. We are sure that you are all aware of how the Chinese woman, Aisha Huang, who was arrested in May 2017 and charged for undertaking illegal mining in Ghana and allegedly deported from the country in December 2018, miraculously re-emerged in Ghana. Aisha Huang, who gained extreme notoriety for her Galamsey activities, was tagged as the Galamsey Queen, is said to have been in Ghana all this while, in fact since 2018, and was back to her illicit Galamsey business until she was recently arrested after one of her partners reported her to the police. Indeed, many, including us in the NDC, casted doubts over whether or not Aisha was deported from the country in the first place when she was first arrested in 2017. As fate will have it, the chickens have come home to roost. When in a recent interview with Stone City FM in the Volta region on Monday, 12 September 2022, truth mistakenly fell out of President Akufo-Addo's mouth. In response to a question on the rearrest of Aisha Huang, the president said, quote, "I am not sure whether she was in fact deported or whether she fled the country the first time and has now come back," unquote. If you doubt me, watch this video. Can we see that video? Okay, we will show that video later. Much as the above statement from President Akufo-Addo was tragic, it revealed the inner truths and naked underbelly of the so-called fight against Galamsey, which has been nothing but lip service, half-hearted efforts, and complicity. Having been arraigned before courts once again and charged, it remains to be seen whether the Akufo-Addo government will finally clothe itself in some glory by prosecuting the notorious Aisha Huang to serve as a deterrent to others. But judging from events in times past, we are not in the least hopeful for any positive outcome. Only time will tell. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen of the media, as we have amply demonstrated, the so-called fight against Galamsey by the Akufo-Addo NPP government is a scam and has been a lost battle from day one. This is because there has never been any genuine commitment or political will on the part of President Akufo-Addo to combat the Galamsey menace. History has shown that anytime a leader sets out to fight a certain crime in society, be it illegal mining, corruption, drug trafficking, or any other vice, there is bound to be resistance from dark forces, including those who benefit directly from those crimes. However, what distinguishes leaders who succeed from those who fail is a genuine political will, not only to bring sunshine on those crimes, but to severely punish the culprits in order to serve as a deterrent to like-minded persons who may contemplate those crimes. President Akufo-Addo has proven to be a leader who has specialized in talk without backing same with deeds. Today, our beloved country stands at a crossroad of unprecedented economic mess and unprecedented environmental degradation under the watch of President Akufo-Addo and Alhaji Bawumia. Instead of accepting responsibility for his failed Galamsey fight, President Akufo-Addo, aided by the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abu-Jinapor, have resorted to shifting the blame to the chieftaincy institution. This latest attempt by the Akufo-Addo government to blame the failed Galamsey fight on the chiefs of this country and community leaders is shameful to say the least and must be condemned in no uncertain terms. It is about time President Akufo-Addo understood the important duties of the high office he occupies. He is the President of the Republic and the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. As President, he has authority and control over the security services and the coercive powers of state. The mineral resources of this country are vested in him in trust for the people of Ghana. And therefore he, and only he, has the ultimate responsibility to ensure compliance with the mineral and mining laws of the country and the prosecution of those who breach same. More importantly, only he has the power to hire and fire appointees of his who engage in illegal mining. No attempt, and I repeat, no attempt to shift or share blame for his failed Galamsey fight will wash. He was the one who placed his presidency on the line, and he will be held responsible for the failed fight. Mr. President, Nana Addo Dankwa William Akufo-Addo. Leaders are elected to solve problems, but you have only come to create more problems for the country, only to turn around to massage the problems with flowery speeches and empty promises. Ghanaians are tired of your flowery speeches and useless rhetorics. Your so-called fight against Galamsey has been a spectacular failure, and the only way to salvage it is for you to man up and finally begin to crack the whip on your errant appointees and MPP functionaries who are neck deep in the Galamsey business, a business that is killing all of us, because water is life. And it is said that when the last tree dies, the last man dies. So when you destroy water bodies and you destroy forest reserves with reckless abandon and brazen impunity like we are witnessing currently, you are more than a murderer. Mr. President, we demand the following urgent and concrete actions from you if you want Ghanaians to take you seriously. Number one, we demand the immediate prosecution of all government functionaries and MPP officials who have engaged in illegal mining, such as Charles Bisu, Chama Wuntumi, the evidence is clear, the Minerals Commission. Your own Minister for Lands and Natural Resources say Chama Wuntumi is doing Galamsey in the Tano Nimiri Forest Reserve. You don't need any other evidence before you can prosecute him. And Yowusu, Ekuawusi, Professor Frimpong Boateng, among others. This will be the first step to your redemption and serve as a deterrent to other people within your government and party. You need to send a clear signal to Ghanaians that anyone caught in Galamsey will be dealt with without fear or favor, regardless of their party colors. Number two, Mr. President, we demand that all the so-called illegal mining companies, like the Akonta Mining Company, which belongs to Chama Wuntumi, the Heritage Imperial Mining Company, which belongs to Mr. Donald Ensua, a known financier of the MPP, who have invaded forest reserves without any mining leases or permits, must be closed down and prosecuted. The assets of these companies must be confiscated and their owners surcharged with the cost of the destruction they have caused our environment. We demand that all security personnel, number three, complicit in illegal mining activities should be made to face internal investigations and discharged from the various services to serve as a deterrent to others. Mr. President, until you undertake the above actions faithfully, your so-called renewed fight against Galamsey will remain a mirage and a mere talk shop. You will be remembered by posterity as a president who promoted illegal mining by his appointees, party functionaries, and their foreign collaborators, and supervised the worst destruction of our environment. Before I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, and for the avoidance of doubt, let me make the point that the NDC is not against mining in principle. What we are against is illegal mining, particularly mining in water bodies and irresponsible mining that destroys the environment without any reclamation. What we are vehemently against is hypocrisy of government officials who, after destroying the businesses of legal small-scale miners, have turned around to engage in the menace with brazen impunity. Thank you for your attention, ladies and gentlemen. And may God bless our homeland, Ghana. I'll take three. Now, ladies and gentlemen, because of time, I will just do a brief summary of this presentation in the Cree language, and I will crave your indulgence to keep your cameras and your microphones in their positions so that we do not disrupt the remaining part of this engagement, because the Cree presentation is also important. abusuafo a yɛhyia ene ye frame a enye bone galamsey a ate si wo ye man Ghana mu a ese ye nsuo yakwaye ye nsase ene ye environment as of mine no eno ene higher ama yato ye nsa frame se momra na yenwe ho mobehwa for mertentin kakrani ye nya dia NDC for yaka galamsey nkomo a ekoso wo Ghana ni bi ye fa ya no ntumu ye gya ya mamomo nsemtwofo mabɔ hu dawuro mayɛ mu hwehwemu ne emu ahu de tuam mu de nyina beto abonten semtwofo te sɛ Irasu Sasaredonko of multimedia City FM for any other media houses hwehwemu amayɛ ni nyina no ɛkyerɛ pefe sɛ ene galamsey a ekoso wo Ghana no ye hu bi mpanyinsɛm da galamsey nya de foforo wo Ghana te sɛ de ye nana opemso otumfo otoso mienu na nsia wo kan ye no efiri kwa me nkroma penso ebe nyina efiri kwa me nkroma penso be nyina no na galamsey wo Ghana but enei baby galamsey adru under MPP akufo adoba wumi aban wo no e yadu twemu a aboroso asɛ yakwaye nyina ɛsɛ yensase ɛsɛ yensuo nansi yamote sɛ Ghana Water Company Limited akasɛ sɛ galamsey na aban ntimi anko antie ntwa so a omokra omobeto omadwuma because omunya sika enya nnura omode be treat nsuo ewo western region ene miama bebre nti wo hwɛ screen so a ene River Cobra eno no yewra mahama woso na River Cobra ani eda ho wine ene nsuo na aye brown te se chokomilo no River Pra River Tano Brem River Fin ni nyina aye se coffee eye because of mpenyimfo omudi omansu a omodu firipe ene omo pese minkum nyanti no omodi omo nsamienu eye galamsey nsuom yakwayem basa na omode sei oman no bebi aduru no yamfa ya no antumu bia enyema beji nsemu because omo nim se nsuo ye nkwa ena protocol semusu ye ka bibi ze o de batwi mu a yese se edua wo wiase nyina wu a nipa wo wiase nyina so bewu because nnua no na ma ye mframa ma ye home eni ti bebi adu no eya asemhia ma ye nyina emfa woni amanyoku awo eno nti ne ani abra ene de yese asem no ye ka bi ache ye beka bi abusuanfo se mo beka ya o mampenya kufu ado obepetumi wan shebo se obeku atia galamsey na nya na adwen no bosha ode share Ghana for ne se obeboa ma galamsey akoso okasa asem ne wo boase 2016 campaign ya bo audio ni wo hama mu nyina mati bi o se yewra mahama ne nam se me ba betwa galamsey mu no kure ba ko se nim me ba na ma beboa mo madwuma akoso enti ono no onye obi a owo original intention bi se obeku atia galamsey but obetena konwa so no a ohun se ensemtwofo kena shigbe mu eni mu nyina mu ekasa se galamsey se yenso ni ensase na United Nations so ema ni dibre kakra no oye na adwen se ana o ka kire yen se ese galamsey no obeku atia enti mo be kai oba bonten be ka se ode ne presidency ato ahoma so se wantimi antu galamsey ase a yentu na de so abusuanfo ye mu bidie sambre no ye ka se ensem o mampanyi ka no eye frakadam eye sakawa no kure ba kokura se enim o dadaye because MPP ni o ka kire so kokko etia galamsey na wu se o cheche afidi a eye sika na okwa kope omobo henya na galamsey fo na fa akira ko hu won ne yama won sika one first sika nkwa na ya je o concession na ya de ama MPP panyin na omo ye de apesika nti ye de ne anim sesa na bekoso bagana for we break I say ye man of the benefits of the doubt na ye hwe de besi and papa yi eyo mampenya Kufuado o de tabo to mining nketinketi a ye no man we mu a emra ma ho kwan se Ghana for tumi ye bi small scale mining emra ma ho kwan o so ka say small scale miners nyina nyai a for mfie mienu small scale miners anya adwuma omo ano makwakoje besia atoto mfidie besia ye dwetire omo anya adwuma because omampenyi say yenyai mining no say emra ma ho kwan say emra ma ho kwan yenyai ni nyina na yetimi nya no pu masibra ansa na yamakwan ama omo ye legal small scale miners na kwakoye emra sa ban we wo ho no ene yehu say penyimpa oye otwetwefo ma basuku a ekwatia sa galamse we omampenye Kufuado ni chocho mutu a one ne ye adwuma wo no ankasa na kache Charles Bisiu anasa rimi ya anasa omampenye Kufuado wo position oka sa wo de principle ne method ne bekwatia katahye ne proye no anasa akwa video bi aba presidential staff mu a ne officer wo Jubilee House kakrakei te wona wo jeje adamudie bribe sika kese from China for enya Ghana for mpo China for so omonko ye galamse na wo de Ghana ni mani nidi be China ni die nidi because China ni na bre usika de kwano ho ye friend and Owusu chama wuntumi a oye MPP for Ashanti regional chairman ne kasama for an special aid no ono soso no kan hu bi ono na ye connection man in that tape asani be da bonten mfie bebreni omampenye Kufuado wantumi anyi Charles Bisiu adi mpo as presidential staffer na campus odi na kwa kogina court omane koso ye nadwuma ema tiwado dankwa a samre no OCID mpo the fake report bi ba say omahwehwem na Charles Bisiu no ne hu sonsa abrobe assign it abranhwehwemu papa bi anya dai ankoso anasa oye ne hwehwemu no de asem ne kodan special prosecutor so hwehwem special prosecutor nyam fiti na dwuma sekra tiwado dankwa say macleo katasumo mu asui anso ha mobekaya in the name of this galamsey fight MPP mrashe bedwani for bekwaya ona ye utitirani abedi akire odikan wo mrashe bedwan Joe Wise minim za menfrɛ ni Joe Wise mpo Joseph Oseusu oba bonten beka say Operation Vanguard for na obuko atia galamsey soldier for no obuko nwuram no mu se Ghana ni bi eye mine na say owo paper say oni paper say ye de ban ato legal small scale mining so there ukotu nipa na bonitu na kuno ampampa men kan kai Ghana for yaw men kan kai yenuano me wokwa abenfo yaw Ghana for mrantie enan omanka bia nhyem omokope bibia bidi yekumomo yaya esan so de omoto galamsey amenem and some of these people no monye galamsey fo omo wo mon krata omutimi ye legal small scale mining na wo wacheche amanfo mfidie aban wakum nipa ni nyina Ghana for bo wo chidom because ye wo ya na free say ya depa na ekowie akira excavators mako bese ahanu 500 a mojeji free Ghana for ho ahanum see ahanu ye 200 ahanum over 500 eni akire gold ayaji free minus ho etu ayaji free omo ho mo bebu hu akonta besi nne adane boache bidin besi nne omampenye Kufuado ne bawumia ene omaso afo a omohwe saa galamsey ntokwa no so no omuntimi mu saa akonta no yedi hu abobo a ena Minister for Environment Amre no 2018 Frimpong Boateng oba bonten tape bi ba bonten a one MPP Central Regional Vice Chairman Ekwawusi ono na ye aban auction ni a omochi excavator okobo ne auction omudi achinye se Ekwawusi si minister o se wa na aka che me se party hia sika ti galamsey na excavators na ya cheche no yemfa ma John Boadu mu ni party for mpenyi for gizo mu no mo fa nkoye galamsey nti se ene unhu galam unhu mfidie na wo ye den de sobo ne bebo me besinne ye wraba wo mi ane Akufo Addo ntimi nka asem we bi mfidie no so a ye hu ye ekwa wusi a ye report ne ma police so a ye gya no ye de ne license ama no asem ni nyina ya ye no foolish case abusuafo anadwo ma na asem we nti so mampenye Akufo Addo galamsey a ni mpanyimfo ne ye no ni mu bia enti ko be yesa enu tini ye de ye ka so mampenye Akufo Addo galamsey na ekoso no onim hu bi ne nsa sim ne nan sim ne ti sim ne kon sim na fu sim ne bibia won bi because yese opanyi ntena fie ma mofra nwe nanka ena opanyi a otena fie ma mofra nwe nanka ne ebu nanka wefo a opanyi ntena fie manfo nti adenti na waya rehan ama nyema we koso enye se yesi o adanse da ho video fili gadochi enso papa intimi ntu anamon bia na je se omunya galamsey sika na omukotua tight e de ma no abusuafo eno na nchen 500 excavators ya betwam ye hu Charles Bisiu ya anya ne hwe ye wo 2018 ena bomochichi efiri nsu ase be ka che se odanchemawu MPP Minister for Local Government Haji Alima Mahama Babonten ye de ho adanse a kire mo be ka se galamsey a ekoso wo Ghana no ni nyina ni hwehwe mu kire se eye MPP for Metropolitan Municipal and District Chief Executives eye no wo ho adanse a ode omu nyina din ba betudwa se nna maame ne ba be bobo MMDCs ni din a obi anim won se akra wo ya akra boni wo fia na wo ye kataso mu aso de be kwa abonten nti omo ye kakaso mu aso no ene DCs nkrabone no mo de akwa abonten nti ene ma hu elembele de asi ho kwasi bonzo o mampenye Akufo Addo na msini wo ho wa ye galamsey no ewo elembela ma na okọ elembela inua orebe ho de yakora ne so manya kukodo de galamsey na firi nwura ma ba fie ewia kete minister da echi ye galamsey magistrate a wo krom ho kokan ya se galamsey ni tuatua na so a ya transfer na firi ho opa mo nko na mo nko bisa Nkrofo Senior High School Kwame Nkrumah Krom school asase ye galamsey wo so enti regional minister any western region na DC no otewo ye de o mampenye Akufo Addo onte ye onim hu binti no ontumi nkasa eye sa DC ni na nansen a ye ko cheche excavators ewo galamsey site bi ono ani MPP executive say ojeje bribe 10,000 na 7 excavators uja ni nyina say ye sami jamfia na erikeje ne kan ye kra ka be ka say o editro ye de NDC for we MPP constituency executives adanse e ben biom na o mampenye Akufo Addo we de ya kra ne de nanu adai ababetomi district chief executive for Bosome frɛ ho ya danso a ni tape ababonte oni obi di nkomo kire ne se ene wo pesika wo Ghana kofa China fo no mo medi wanim na ma omo nya galamsey no mo nya sika na omo de wo sha ma DC head of DISEC boyan suo ho ban boyan sase ho ban boya kwaye ho ban a de mo de ye ni enso mampenye Akufo Addo begina simpie so a brofo de na wo cast lines se sempo de opesa wo shift galamsey ni nyina akoto nananom so nti obeti ni minister ni o mampenyi na nkasa no galamsey ni de ahemfo so ka ho bi ahemfo aka galamsey ho from titibisi ne be Ghana fo ya nto abanyi ohini bi asa won gunti galamsey ya to abayi o mampenyi a yetua ne ka ye presidential jet kra ye de ama ne se ontwi no o se enso no obesan so de sika charter private jet asrafo hye mampenyi ase police fo hye na se o man sika ye japade e bibia ni mu ne hye enti wo ena wo sa asudie ne se wo kuti foboa e wo se nsem trofo boa e wo se Ghana fo boa But the DC ya galamsey a ede na ohini betumi ayafa ho. Se minister ya galamsey a ede na ohini betumi ayafa ho. And yes, I am for Timmy Kutia galamsey dia. And then here catch on Mampenyo Kufuado say, on starting freedom pim. I want the deputy minister for lands and natural resources, George Mekuduka, Udihine. Then here George Mekuduka shows I am for 2 million in Sopo galamsey. Busia for you 2 for Nana Nanomatina Kunya Wagana. Nana no bet me about the rumbe to me, rumbe to me bia. But they award the penny on the case impunu ebepunu. Ono obetimi di obi akogina court. Ono no obetimi ayi obi adi. Enya ohene. Enu nti yempene mo mampenya Kufuado. Onfa kasa de brofo en kata abura one na pamfo omudidi oman no. Na de nansen krompo atwa ya wom ahye ya reho de ekoso wo Samre boy a wo Western region. Tano ni mre forest. Abusuanfo okohwe galamsey a owura MPP Ashanti regional chairman eye ne ho a orebeko sense ase ni nyina say akwaye ni nyina sesa MPP ntitirafo na omo Delta Force ni visible forces no ene wa mo akode na etuo so mo mfa money galamsey site mo ban boka ka mo say oye light scale mining obo branding large scale mining ni dey branding Communals Commission abeka adanse da ho se tano ni mre mining na woye no oni hu nkranta enti eye de galamsey adenti na wuntumi eda so nam ho this ameje mfimi ne ye che me se me ye mining e wo tano ni mre forest enka mi gina ha ka brofo ana me ka twi ye press conference kasa mre mi da fi ase e je se wuntumi musika na omunya no MPP nya so mfa so ma bi ka Mampenya Kufuado no enu nti no Mampenya Kufuado entimi nkasa watena ho no yare han wo ne bawomia na ne party mpanyimfo ne aban mpanyimfo ADS abro ensem a ye kan nyina anya bosirim ka ensem a dance da ho video ho audio da ho krata da ho momo nsem trofo nkasa mahu bi asojafo a omobo sefo ho ban enso yantwe obi aso DC say galamsey minister say galamsey Peter Mewuaka Haji Ali Maka Kennedy Japan and Nekra also ope president di on the ticket of the MPP wa babeka adanse e ben biem nti bebia dru no I was say sorry waka we must rise up and be counted and yes by 2024 no must say o man no ye de enim say sesa beba 2024 ye nim say nkunimdie beba NDC for yafa na ye ba enye say ye chiri mining nti ye bebra mining bekoso be mining am retia uni license awo ye mining nti say de wuntumi eye no ye wura mahama na NDC empene so sa mining na ye ni nsuom ye empene so sa nti mu a mo pese mu NDC ye alternative ni ye position eno na make catch no mining ye ni nsuom ye empene so sa ena say wo papers impo e ma okwan say wo ye mining na wo sa asase ni ya wi a e wo say wo kura asase no wo kata amna no so wo ye ne sa obi ani uni problem na say aban panyimfo beka say ye kwati galamsey na o masan so afa esumase o masse Ghana fo adwuma wie no afa esumase akofa China fo aba ye galamsey sensuo sense ase de enya de a abusuanfo mo be hu bi under NDC ni mahama ban. That is what we are against and that is why we are talking and ye commend them on central for omo sacrifice your life in spite of the threats because omo ye galamsey omo hu ehu pa muhu de si asamantanfo wuntumi ntitirafo a o matwetwetuo ene ochehene mummu ade ochehene o Mampenya Kufuado krom hene baby omo kontokwa no krepe o Mampenya Kufuado krom na galamsey nti mutututuo pe asa omo ye action movie so nkora nam ho abatan ne nam ho o Mampenyi nti ohun video we bibi na si France mamu ana bruchira nka wa tweet dada we die aso hu ye onte se dogo bi no abe eye because one na be die cheba wo mi ani aban ni nyina no o ma create policy bi se o mo de be je mining na dwuma ni nyina aboso ye magana fo mpo amra ma o mo kwan so mutimi ye small scale mining ni nya bi o mo ni o mo party for ne China for be ye in the name of community mining ene ye bi so mampenye Kufuado drones na etu fa wiem se aeroplane no a wokoto $3 million wo se wo de ba be ko atia galam se drones na wan adwuma be na eye sika bebre ba ya send on galam stop operation Vanguard operation Hot eso mfa so a Ghana ye nya ne sen ene ne ye nsuo ya aye brown te se milo ya na ti Ghana fo ya se dani yanto abama mo na mo mesesa wo man no mo ye ho ban emo ye environment ho ban ya se dani Western region for Asidani, Eastern region for Asidani, Ashanti region.